My name's Jess, and I was brought up in a Christian family. I spent most of my years going to church with just my mum, but also I had grandparents who were Methodist ministers, and they were a big influence in my life as I was growing up. So I always knew the church, but when my dad became a Christian when I was a teenager, but I guess to a certain extent as a teenager I kind of rebelled from that a little bit, and as I went to university I kind of kept it all a bit of arm's length really. And then I met my husband, and he wasn't a Christian, so having God being a big part of my life became a little bit harder because of living with someone that wasn't going to church. We were having some tough times, and we both felt like we needed to find some spiritual input into our lives, and for me that was very much about reconnecting with God. And I came up with the idea of an Alpha course, and we searched online and we saw the Alpha course at Woodlands Church, and we went to the first Alpha group and we had a great time. We really connected with our group, and we made some fantastic friends, and it was a really brilliant experience. And through that my husband became a Christian, which was an amazing experience, and I found, I was able to reconnect with my faith again. And we finished Alpha, having made a great group of friends and become part of Woodlands Church. And we then joined a pastorate called Bridge Pastorate, and we're now, Dave and I are running our own house group, which is great, and we're really enjoying it. My life has changed a lot since starting going to the Alpha course and to getting reconnected with God, and that has meant a huge amount to me. I feel like I have a sense of peace in my life, and this constant feeling of love, which is a different type of love from just people around you. And for me, that has meant that I feel like my life is kind of back on track really, and it means everything really.
I'm Dave, and I'm married to Jess. Jess and I met around about 10 years ago. I was brought up in a Christian family, but I suppose going to church for us was a once-a-year occasion perhaps. And I suppose as I got into my teenage years I sort of drifted away from that even, and I think I could probably reasonably describe myself throughout my teenage years, 20s, early 30s as at the very least an agnostic, if not an atheist. And I would sort of, often vehemently argue with Christians against Christianity and religion in general. Around about a year and a half ago, I was going through a really tough time. I was feeling at a really low ebb, and feeling just generally disillusioned with life, I think. And my friend Rich, who's also being baptised today, he bought me a book about Christianity, and that book really sparked my interest in Christianity. It really touched me at that time, and started to get me thinking that maybe there was something in Christianity that I wanted to explore further. Jess and I started the Alpha course, and I really went into that with an open mind. There was still a lot that I felt I didn't know about Christianity, a lot that I felt I had to learn and understand, but it was a real revelation for me. And I've met some great people on the Alpha course, and when we finished that, a group of us on the Alpha course stayed together and we formed Bridge Pastorate, and we've been doing that for the last few months, which has again been a continuation of that learning experience, and it's brought me to the stage I am now where I really feel ready to take that next step along my journey, which is to get baptised. The If someone had told me 2 years ago that I was going to be an active member of a church and sitting here about to be baptized, I would have told them that they were being ridiculous. You know, it still surprises me in a way that I've come this far in such a short time, but it feels completely natural. It feels great, I feel like a completely different person to that man I was a couple of years ago.